Nick Goldwater. I don't know if you've met him before, but he's a specialist in all sorts of things. So he's going to tell you about this.
I'm probably not a specialist gardener as Nettie is, but I thought you might be interested in this plant here, which is called South American. I think it's called a yacon, and it's really easy to grow. And you basically just plant a tuber, and then in autumn you harvest them, and you pull the plant out of the ground, break off all the tubers, and then peel them, and you can eat them raw. Delicious and sweet, like kumara.
Wow.
And then you just replant part of the tuber, and then they keep on growing. So good emergency food.
Cool.
Here's my kumara patch over here.
Nice.
It's a bit rough. Kumara and potatoes, and then there's kale here.
Oh, great.
So yeah, and lettuces and all sorts of things here.
Spinach.
Spinach.
I'll get Millie to come up and raid the spinach. She loves spinach.
Basil, a tamarillo plant.
And there's enough light there for them.
Yeah, it gets light for half the day.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So I'll take you down to the bush.
So we're going to go down to the bush.
Just watch your step.
And if you remember, this used to be all like weeds and
all
crap,
weeds,
eh?
yeah, apart from a few trees. So I put this path in here. You just got to be. It's a bit wobbly in some areas, and did all planting down here, and purūris are getting huge, and Nico and pigeonwood.
And we just had a conversation with the tui before.
Yeah, the tuis love it.
Yeah.
The wax eyes, the grey warblers. You're getting birds dispersing these. These are little koe, which Nettie's very familiar with.
Right.
So this has been dispersed by a tui or a blackbird.
Right.
You can see all the the karaka seedlings. Just what you're putting. It gets really dark down here and dense.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Got a little kakatea coming up. Got a kauri, which was a wedding gift.
Right.
And a king fern, which I planted, which is quite a rare fern. They're lovely and big. And there's the creek just down here.
And on the way through, and the rat trap.
That's right. If you press the button, you'll see how many we've got.
Oh.
There's the remains of one.
All right.
Two, which is good since the last time. And then there's
the creek. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's actually just really cool, isn't it?
So I've planted that vine you can see in front of you. That's all kiki. That's all planted, and that's already taken off. It's perfect. Perfect position for it.
Right. And there's the little river.
Yeah, and you sometimes see eels up there.
Really?
Cool, yeah.
I mean, it's pretty beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when you actually walk down get down there, and you're just looking straight, you could be in the middle of the
I know, it's incredible. And that walk over there, where that path is, it's just gorgeous.
It is.
And
it's
just
really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice walk.
There you go.
So yeah, we've got lots of little sedges coming up, which I've just been scattering seed round. You just grab the seed here, scatter it around, and they're great little underplanting. Right. There's another little koe which has been dispersed by a bird. Nice big Nico.
Yeah. Yeah. And big panga. Look at the pangas.
Yeah, these pangas were here.
Yeah.
They've been here for a while.
But they're great.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Okay, this is the beginning. And that's West End Road over there. And that's the boardwalk you can see. Gretchen's house is in that direction. And then I just bumped into this chap down here. Not quite sure where he's come from.
The man from the bush.
And I can only get, stay within 2 metres of him. Can't get any closer.
That's right, we're about 2.5 here.
Yeah.
Hey Nettie, hope you're doing okay. Michael and I are just going to give you a bit of a tour of the this planting site, which is yeah, which has gone really well so far. So
when did you start planting this?
so I got in touch with council, would have been a couple of years ago, because I'd always looked, walking down the other side of the creek, looked at this kind of a wasteland, perfect floodplain to plant up. Council had done some planting, like those big toi you can see up there and the odd cabbage tree. But I thought, yeah, there's got to be more scope for planting. Sorry. And so I contacted someone at council and asked for some plants. They were quite generous, and so they gave us some plants, and I got some more from work, and I had some at home. So they're mainly characters, the sedges and flax, toi cabbage tree, and also nikau, kakatea, pururi, some big slow growing trees that are going to be here for a long time. So we'll walk down. I'll show you the main area now.
And how many plants would you have planted in total?
Probably a couple of thousand so far, yeah. Oh. We've been using the tree, we've got some big tree privets here, and so we're not going to get rid of these guys yet because they're actually quite good for underplanting. You can see here we've got a kakatea which is doing well, putaweta, marble leaf, nikau and the pururi. They're all doing well under the shelter of the tree privet, so you've got to use weeds to your advantage sometimes. We get a bit of bindweed, which I've been battling with. Luckily this species dies off in winter, so it hasn't been too bad. So this is the main area here. This was all just sort of muddy weeds a couple of years ago, no native plants. You can see here it's just carpeted now in species like Carex vagata, nikau, flax, cyperus, and the odd manuka and kakatea too. Especially proud of this kakatea, Jeanette. This kakatea, Jeanette. This one's dedicated to you. It's going to be known as Jeanette's kakatea because it's in a perfect spot. It's got wet feet, a bit of sun, shelter from the trees, and it's got a nursery web spider, which is a good omen too. So yeah, I've been really proud of this one. This kakatea has been in the ground for a couple of years now.
Oh, beautiful.
All the kakatea have survived because I've been watering them, but that one's done probably the best. So if I just take you through, you can see this would have been a cabbage tree that Michael and I would have planted a couple of years ago. You can see that it's rocketing off now. All these sedges are going gangbusters, so the weeds aren't really a problem. Kimbo, I know you don't want to feel left out either, so this one here is also an almost as fine specimen as kakatea. So this is Kimbo's kakatea, and you're at a nice socially responsible distance from each other.
Good social distance.
You can look at each other and grow tall together. So there you go.
Because we're going to be in lockdown for quite a while, aren't we, Nick?
Yeah, that's right. Maybe 800 to 1,000 years. By then they'll be big.
Yeah.
So over here, there's a little area here which ponds up in the winter. So I've been planting this up with species that can tolerate being inundated. And you can see I've sprayed quite a bit of the weeds here, and all these plants are coming up nicely now. Again, these are Carex cyperus, like umbrella sedge, perfect for these conditions. So you can see here, this is a bund which has been created. I've done a bit of planting here. It is quite dry, so the plants are sort of hanging in, but they're struggling. We've got a bit of shelter from these tree privets again, which I'm using. I've put a few pururi and kawhai in there, so hopefully they'll come up.
I mean, these, from this angle, these toi.
Yeah, so those toi would have been planted by council a while ago.
Yeah. So
yeah, they form a really nice buffer too, to protect and shelter all these plantings in here.
Mm. And then these Manukas, aren't they?
These are Manukas, and they have actually grown a lot since I was down here just even a couple of weeks ago. They're really getting their roots in now. A few of them did die, mainly in the dry areas, but these ones are now fine. And this is perfect because it's, you know, it's got good moist soil. It's nice and sheltered. Just going to rip out this. You get a lot of these brush wattles. There's a tree that's obviously forming lots of seeds. We need to find it. I'll take you down now to the sort of salt marsh area which we're restoring. Another cockatiel. This is probably Karen. Gretchen. And
the runt of the family.
The small one is down here.
The runt of the family is down here.
Here he is. Here's the other cockatiel. Just right here. That's Michael's.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put a stake in here. So what we've done. Oh shit. We've planted salt marsh ribbonwood, which naturally occurs here, but it's a really good hardy coastal shrub that can handle a bit of salt water. And I'm trying to sort of get a bit of a buffer here and blend it in with the manuka and toi and cabbage trees and things like that. So these are growing really well. These are 2 years ago. We're going to plant some more. And you want to see the coastal little herb fields? Okay. It's quite cool. This has got little native saline herb field here. This is Remu or Celeria, and we've got I think it's a little Isolepis, and we've got native celery just here, which you can eat, but not recommended from this site. So it's quite good. There's quite a bit of native biodiversity here, and of course you've got the big old mangroves, which are fantastic. We love them. Okay.
It's the only, isn't it? The only native that is actually increasing in numbers. Naturally.
Yeah, probably.
And then we get rubbish, which this is quite a lot of rubbish around here. I think people just used to throw it down from Western
Interesting,
Road.
eh? It's old oyster shells in there.
Yeah. And then that's probably some part of the old mill that was here. They're very authentic. We're collecting all the stakes. Yes, I don't. All the stakes because they go up your jacksie, don't they, Nick?
Yeah.
You're walking along, you find one up your leg, and the plants don't need them anymore. Most of them. And Gretchen's house is. We're just opposite Gretchen's house now. It's just through there. And then big flax plants, which are amazing.
Yep, they'll be a couple of years old. They've done really well.
Great, huh? So Nick and I 2 years ago up along this bank planted about 300 knee cows.
And
Which Nick's saying may not have survived.
some of them might have, but yeah, it's fairly dry in there.
So
we'll go around. We'll go around here and have a look at the rat trap. Watch out for this sort of guy.
Yeah.
Little cabbage tree.
That's the grand view again. And there we go, there's another knee cow here.
The cow's doing well. We've got another. I just put this rat trap in here the other day. It's one of those self-resetting ones, and I've already caught about 9, which is good. And it's important too to trap rats here because there's copper skinks living in here. I've seen a few of them. They love all this understory and undergrowth. So we'll go up here.
Can get wobbly when I go up this. And there's the Great Greasy Limpopo River down here. Tide's coming in. Have a privet tree. And some of the toy are dying off,
Yeah.
just being too dry.
Yeah, this is quite an exposed dry bank, so we lost a few plants, but we'll put some more in this year. You can see the cabbage trees are doing well, and some of the toy, the older stuff. Have a quick look down here, eh, Mike?
Yep. There's Gretchen's house over there. I'll go give you a better view. There we go. There's Gretchen's full view of Gretchen's house. And so she looks across there and then out to the sea over there in the sun. This was where the mill probably was here, and I imagine boats came in and sidled up to the mill and took the wood away, brought it in. Okay.
Got more salt marsh ribbonwood here, and we've got another native herb. This is glasswort, which is it's a really cool little succulent plant. It's edible too.
Yeah, we had a lot of that at Puriki Bay.
Yes, yeah, you would have.
Yeah. It's actually edible.
Mm.
What does it taste like?
Salty,
Really?
not too bad.
Salty as in nice, or salty as in
Salty's good.
I can have a taste. If they're red, are they ripe?
Yeah, it's fine.
Mm,
What do you reckon? Well, quite salty.
quite interesting. And then we have this pool here. So this site here is an archaeological site. So we're not actually allowed to plant this area, are we?
Yeah, that's right. You can see there's a few native sedges on the edge there, but yeah, and over there there's sea rush, which is cool. But eventually we might be able to plant on the boundaries,
Right.
on the dry banks.
Because I think there's ancient Greek ruins here.
Yeah.
Is that have I got that one right now?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Ancient Greco-Maori room.
Yeah, they're 100 years old.
Greco-Maori European.
It's only an archaeological site because of the mill.
Yeah, well, there's an archaeological piece over there.
Yeah, everything's archaeological.
Yeah, so that's about it.
Okay. What do you want to say? Go over there and give a wrap up. What the strategic plan is.
Strategic plan, right. Okay, so Nettie, hope that's been informative, showing you what we've done here. We are planning to do more planting this year, maybe a few hundred plants, toy, flax, manuka, a few things like that. I'll make sure I get Michael involved, and just really keep an eye on the weeds. But I think we're at a stage where it's pretty much self-managing, and it'll just be fun to come down and check it out, see how they're all doing.
And tell Nettie about how Lauren's really into it, because she's really into it, isn't she?
Oh, quite into it. Probably not as into it as she used to be, but
Right.
yeah, both my kids have come down and planted a few plants. Got their hands dirty and stuff like that, which is nice. But yeah, it's had pretty good buy-in from the neighbourhood, the schools and lots of other people. And yeah, it's a great little project to have in the city, improving our urban ecology.
Mm. Okay, well thanks Nick. Okay, well, we're signing out now, Mum.
See you, Nettie. See you, Kim.